Man, oh man, what a show we got tonight. I'm so excited, pumped up. First of all, I want to send out some prayers to the East Coast. My guy, K. Springer. I know you're always in the building with us on engineering tip. Man, I'm just hoping that you take care of yourself. I just came through that bad weather a few weeks ago here in Nashville. I know the East Coast is getting pounded, so man, please hunker down, stay safe. We appreciate it. Man, this is your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. We are ending this fourth season. I can't believe 4 seasons in the bag, and my engineer be sticking me in the head, Val, the voice. Johnson, she been riding along, sidekicking with me throughout the year. Season 4, episode 420, coming to a close. And as you know, for those that follow the podcast, the end of the podcast is always fan appreciation. But before we get to that, a couple of side notes. This weekend, kicked it out west. Met a lot of folks in Vegas. They on the show tonight. I appreciate you guys pulling up on me. I got to say happy 6-0, big 6-0. Hope Vegas was great. Hope you did it, big style, big Willie style, as they say. And I know your feet was hurting and everything else, but it was good to just, welcome in that big 6-0 birthday. My man, Tyrone Nesbitt, Cairo, Illinois, ex-UNLV ball player. That's how we do in the South from Illinois. Man, had some back situation. Wish you could have came and kicked it with his brother, but don't worry. As we say in Arnold Schwarzenegger's turn, I'll be back. And, of course, my niece, Chris Lavelle, husband, happy anniversary to you. Thanks for pulling up. I know you was having some knee situation, but you still kicked it, had a great weekend. Hopefully everything was great. And then, it's just crazy because Coach Justin is on the show tonight, pull up with his girl, Michelle. Michelle just wait till the last night, going to play some roulette. How much I should have been doing this a long time ago. We told you that already. But you had some fun. She had just came off of a foot injury, but still was able to get around Vegas. It was all dope. And then I met some people. Promo up to my guy, my boys. Met up in the Caesars Hotel and my dude, Quick Money Vegas. What's up, boy? Got you on the gram today, man. Thanks for pulling up. I told you I'm going to shout you out tonight. Appreciate y'all guys on the promo tip, man. Thanks for pushing the show, and everything. And we're going to get with you guys, man. I want you on the show yourself, talking about what you're doing out in Vegas and everything else is dope and pause. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang for life, man. I told you I had that Wu outfit on the other day, man. Y'all stopped me, man. It was pretty good. And then, I called them the 3 Sis Crew. 3 sisters from Chicago try to talk crazy to me. I can't wait to tell Val this story. Try to talk crazy to me from Lakeview, from the Burbs. They was in town. It was great to see them in town from all over, Texas, New Mexico, Seattle area. And mom had passed away. And it was the first time all the sisters had gotten back together. So that was dope. Glad to see you guys. Glad to meet. Pull up on me on the gram at the Pull Up Podcast Show. Send me a message. Let's keep in touch. I'm glad you guys did it. And last but not least, I got to say thank you to my boy Baez. Appreciate all the love. Coach Justin and I, everybody, appreciate all the love. Club Pinky Rings, shout out inside the Bellagio Hotel. Man, doing it big time. Bruno Mars on the set. Band was live and kicking it. So it was absolutely great weekend. Even though the weather sucked, couldn't believe I get to Vegas and the weather was cold. But, anyway, fast forward. Again, for all those that I met, I appreciate you. Appreciate all the love. Tonight, it's the Fan Appreciation Show on the Pull Up Podcast with your boy, Coach Tony. But before we bring out our guests, Val, you know what to do. Drop it.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the
Man, it's the Fan Appreciation Show. We're out here on the Pull Up Podcast. Welcome back to your mans and them, the one and only Coach Tony. We're going to bring our guest to the stage followed by the seniority side of the house. I'm going to say, please, I'm praying for you. Hope my boy, J-Dub, James Ward, and my brother from another mother, flying right now from Charlotte, North Carolina into New Orleans. So hopefully everybody get an opportunity to enjoy him tonight if he can get a chance to land. Trust me, I understand. Flying out of Vegas, flying out of Houston was absolutely crazy yesterday, so I get it. And I also want to send a shout out that I forgot a moment ago. Tracy, Dave, I did not forget you, not at all. And then you're tuning in out of the country. Took a trip down to Cancun, met Tracy in the airport, talking a little bit about her daughter. Husband come up to me, Dave, great people. Daughter's majoring in marketing right now. We're going to be talking. So I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful trip on vacation. Sorry you had to go through the TSA stuff. But if you didn't go through the TSA stuff, we would have never met. So again, thanks for pulling up on me on the Pull Up Podcast show. Tonight, we're going to bring to the stage the rookie, my assistant coach, also one of my favorite players that I had an opportunity to coach, big ball player from the city of Nashville, Tennessee. Bring out Alexia Lex Cartwright. Welcome to the show. Lex, what's going on?
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me? You got your mute button on? Val, we may have to do some audio on that. I can hear you loud and clear. So check that out. Check that out real quickly. Check that out. You might have to go out. You may have to go out and then come back in. Yeah. Also, secondary coming to the stage. Of course, I get an opportunity to fight with her every day. She tell me that I'm coaching too soft and I ran them through the gutter, as they say, through the mud. And then all of a sudden, I started coaching this year and I became lighthearted. But I love my girl to death. Wherever I go coaching, trust me, she's coming with me. She's just that important to my staff. Bring on Keanna, Briscoe, as I call her, Briscoe. What's going on?
What's up, Coach?
The Siggy Rose in his ass.
Yeah,
How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm about to stop paying you so much money. You got a nice chair. Your chair nicer than mine.
Yeah, you funded it. I appreciate you.
see how she do me, everybody? Man. And then we're gonna bring the vet to the show, my boy. Man, we like my nephew. We've been kicking it for the last 6 days. Bring to the show on his second show, third show, his fourth show. He a vet, none other than Coach Justin Allen, player development coach. Jay, what's up, baby?
Man, what's happening, man? Glad to be up in here. Where the first time it's gonna be the young folk against you. You had your old heads beat me down last time, so
I see. I'm still gonna hold my own. I'm gonna hold my own. And just like Coach Justin said, shout outs in the audience right now. Yvonne Sacred said, "What's going on, Lex?" Lex she having some signing issues. We'll get her that. You in good, girl?
Yeah, I'm good. I can.
All right. I'm like, what, baby? I thought maybe you still had a flip phone or something.
Man, stop playing. No,
Man,
I'm ready. We
everybody
ready.
To the Fan Appreciation Show. For those that don't know, let me explain to you real quick for those that's listening. If you got a question, please put it in the tagline so Val can throw your questions up. Juju, I see you out there. As my man, I had met Juju Briscoe. You love her, young lady. Met her all the way down in South Carolina. We're at Myrtle Beach. Met her in a hotel, and she popped up, and we started talking and doing some things. I've been helping her out, and her mother just sent me information, and I just bless God. She's losing her sight, but wants to be a ball player. She's a freshman playing varsity with limited sight. That's just amazing, and she stays in touch with me. So we're going to continue to help her out. My niece, Christine, what's up? Good evening. I see you out there. Hey, I hope you've been putting some ice on that knee since you got her home. You know what I'm saying? But listen, everybody go around the room real quick, and we're going to jump this off in this first quarter. We talked a little bit about the USA. I'm all about that red, white, and blue flag. And man, did the hockey team put on for us this weekend. I got an opportunity in Vegas while I was in the house, put a little something down on it. So I got to figure out how to get my ticket because they actually won the game. So how did it make each of you guys feel, besides being a proud of American, but knowing that our men's hockey team just won the gold medal for the first time since 1980? Now, we got 3 gold medals to put this thing in perspective. Bobby Orr and the guys in Hull, old Chicago guys, 1960, the controversy against the Russians in 1980, and then, of course, 2026. But here's the funny part about it. I'm going to play yesterday's date, including 2026, in the pick 4. Why is that? Because they won the gold medal 46 years to the exact date of the 1980 Olympics. So let's start with the rookie real quick. Lex, start with you real quick. What did that mean to you? You know, just seeing our hockey team get out there and, you know, and battle, and they played against Canada.
I feel like it really just shows their determination and their gut feeling, like getting back to it, especially in the championship. Had to fight their way back and then just finishing the goal all the way through. So starting off strong and knowing their end goal and sticking to it at the end, I feel like that shows true determination and like having your goals to begin with and like starting off like you have your plan and then following all the way through and then you got your goal at the end that you wanted. So
Oh yeah,
that was
yeah. I
good.
like it. I think they did just that too, because
Hmm.
there was one of the things that USA doesn't do well in Winter Olympics. And I'm gonna have Val put stats up in terms of the medals we got. Briscoe, what did you think about it?
I mean, just about the same. It's monumental. Uh, Over 40 years is actually crazy, to say the least. Especially when the basketball programs are going crazy. Like we're winning, all the medals. We getting everything we want. So it's a little bit better because you're seeing the USA expand on different horizons. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's a monumental thing. It shows a different sign, and it gives something different to celebrate rather than just the basketball side or the gymnastics side of it. So
Oh yeah, I can see that. And then your girl, Yvonne, the Sacred Heart poet. Man, I'm about to have her spit some verses. She a poet. I'm like, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Yvonne, for checking in. Then Coach Justin, man, you talked about this a little bit, man. What did that mean to you about the USA getting an opportunity to win that, especially against Canada?
I'm gonna get to that, but before I do, since it is in honor of Black History Month, got to give shout outs to Miss Layla Edwards
Yes.
for not only making history, but Black history on that, and the first ever woman female to actually win gold for the USA. So shout outs to Layla Edwards first. Didn't even know.
You got ahead of me because that was my next
Black,
question. But yeah, you got ahead of me on this one.
So I'm thinking about the young ladies and young Black males that she probably inspired by doing that. But to circle back to the men's USA, I'm mad that I didn't even see it, because I would have loved to watch that game, especially after what happened last year. We went from hockey to UFC. If you guys don't remember, after Liberation Day, and Trump was putting all those tariffs, and we know Canada was not happy at all. As soon as the puck dropped,
they dropped the gloves.
It was over there hitting 2 pieces and hooks, and they were fighting. So I think that led to the USA remembering that, and then wanting to kind of get a little bit of revenge, actually playing this go around instead of duking it out. So definitely hate I missed that game, but glad to see. I'm gonna have to watch the movie now, Miracle on Ice.
Oh yeah, Miracle on Ice was a dope movie, man. And I thought when I was watching that, man, I thought I was back in Chicago, back on the Wild Hunters. Briscoe know what I'm talking about. That's how they put him up like that, get caught. And Coach Justin just took the point out of my mouth. You're looking at, on the men's side of the house, 3 overtime, 3-3 tie, and Jack Hughes get an opportunity to score that goal. Of course, the brother coming and missing tooth and whatnot, so you got to get some dental work. But what they say, you're not a pro in the NHL unless you got a missing front, because that means you ain't playing hard enough. So that was good to see that. He was able to score in overtime with an assist from Zach Winorski, man, and it was just great to see the men come back and help the United States with the gold. And by the way, it's the most gold medals that the USA's had in Winter Olympics ever. So, I know Briscoe had a good point that we expect them to win basketball and everything else, but there's other sports in the state in this country that we do. And I was just so glad to see it. That Val put up the medal counts right there. The U.S. took second this year, 12 gold, 12 silver, 9 bronze, 33 medals. And, of course, everybody know what happened to Lindsey Vonn, right? So the question around the room is this. Should she have skied or not? I know she was trying to set a precedent for the older Olympians trying to compete, but, did she take someone? Somebody asked me this the other day and wanted me to talk on the podcast. Did she take someone else's spot selfishly, or did the U.S. think that she would compete and out of respect trying to get her that last goal? Briscoe, let's start with you there.
I mean, in my opinion, yeah. I do think she should have competed, but when you get that big, views go a little bit different. You really gotta weigh your odds, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
as to if you're going to or not. So, I mean, in my opinion, yes, yes, this is a competitive sport. Well, all of them are competitive, if you ask me. But I mean, just gotta do it.
Okay. Justin, what do you think?
You're gonna have to brush me up. I'm not too familiar as far as for what happened before she had the accident, so I'm not too familiar with. I just saw that the gruesome injury had happened, but I didn't know that there
So
was
Lindsey
any.
Vonn is our most decorated skier in history for the
Mm,
U.S. And she was trying to make a comeback at 41 years of age. She had already had 4 months ago. Unfortunately, she just had a knee surgery on her left knee.
Yeah.
With previous year an Achilles that was torn. So she's coming off an Achilles, then coming off a knee injury. She trained. And from what I was reading and going over is that, the doctors give their know with all, of course, they got to give their approval and everything, but you're training inside of a training facility. You're not training live on a mountain. And then the U.S. say, hey, are you good? Of course, as an athlete, what are you going to say? Yeah, I'm good, coach. So she competed and she started on that downhill slalom, hit a turn a little bit too fast, overcorrected, and tried to protect that left knee that was operated on and hit the right knee and blew it out. So now she had to get airlifted off the slopes to get in surgery on her right knee.
But I will can I say that, she, even with the prior injuries, she's made some pretty decent comebacks. So, I mean, I can answer with that because I've had a few shoulder surgeries and the setbacks still don't matter.
Right.
So, I mean, if you ask me, yeah, like, just because you blow out one knee, I mean, granted, yeah, it looks bad because she blew out the other one, but I
Right.
mean, an athlete is an athlete.
Yeah. I know how that goes. Letch, what you think about that?
I'm gonna say I agree with Briscoe because coming from an athlete who had multiple surgeries and trying to get back into it, you're gonna want to get out there again, especially when you training. You're gonna get that confidence inside of yourself and to get back out there, especially if this was her last run and trying to get that gold or just compete one more time at that competitive level. Yeah, I would go out a lot too. So, like she said, it's just unfortunate that it didn't go in her favor.
and
So.
and I'm gonna just add a little now that I know the backdrop to that story. If it would have worked out, she would have been getting all the praises. And someone who is already that prestigious and then already had all these accolades, it's like you got to let them do it. And as far as with a player, we all think that we could do things that sometimes we may not, everybody else may not think that we could do, but we know our body. Same thing with what's the chick name? I think Nancy somebody from the WNBA, that 50-year-old player.
Yeah.
Back in the day, had that 7-day contract.
Nancy Ingram, yes.
And she just wasn't scared to do it. So she didn't have the fear. It would have worked out.
No, it is. They don't want to, because the word retirement is in your front of your forehead. You're not trying to hear that right now. You think you still got it, and it's crazy. And speaking of that, we're going to take a first quarter break. For those that want to make sure that you advertise with us, make sure you hit me up on the gram at the Pull Up Podcast Show so we can talk about put your business on advertising during our breaks, and we'll be right back. Val's pay a couple of bills. We'll be right back to the Pull Up Podcast Show. I guess we ain't paying no bills tonight. I guess I'm gonna be sleeping in the house cold. But we're back in the second quarter of the fan appreciation show here. Got Coach Lex in the house, Coach Briscoe, Coach Justin, got Stella. What's up? Checking in. Say, what's up, Coach Tony? Man, I miss you. Hey, Stella, you see Briscoe in the house too. Briscoe got Stella checking in.
My girl.
Yeah, my girl, St. Cecilia in the house, Nashville, Tennessee, by the way of University of Tennessee. And of course, my man's in them, Gary, my DJ, has my sidekick, Morgan Park, Wild Hunters in the house, man, Chicago, South Side, baby. Thanks for checking in. So, as we get an opportunity to turn the page, let me do that right now. Let's flip over here. And here's the second quarter question. We're going to kick this quarter off with you, Briscoe. Looking at, because this is perfect setup for you, looking at the unrivaled All-Star game versus the NBA All-Star game. The question on the table is, did you like what the WNBA did with Unrivaled, or did you watch and like what the NBA did on Saturday's All-Star? Briscoe, let's talk.
You know where I'm going. The Unrivaled game for sure. I keep saying they're expanding the league like crazy, and they've only been around for a few years. So, and my thing is, I know the NBA is starting to switch things up as far as, with them playing the USA team and things of that nature. But you can't beat what Unrivaled is doing right now. Like,
Yeah.
there is no bigger hype than what they got going on right now. So, I'm going Unrivaled every time.
Okay. Coach Justin, what you thought? Coach Lex, what you thinking about that?
Think as far as right now, the women they competing, whether it's for fun, like at All-Star games, in the games, like during the regular season, they gonna compete. So that's what they coming with, like competition. They competing, really getting it out there. With the NBA, I think they nothing bad. They still competing, but I think they just having a little bit more fun with it, especially in the All-Star. They more lax with it, but right now I like the Unravel too. They showing they still competing, whether it's for whether we on a break or not.
Okay. Coach Justin, what you think on the follow up with that?
Oh, shoot. Coming where I'm coming from, straight out of Vegas, I like the fact that these ladies are betting on themselves. I still give credit to Breonna Stewart and Nafessa Collar for even putting this league together to really put all their talent on display to say, hey, we deserve to be paid more. I love what they did with that one-on-one tournament, which was really dope because I didn't expect Chelsea Gray to win it. With her being on the later end of her career. Best busted up Paige Beckers. And then had to finish out with Elisa Gray. But
don't forget she handed some buckets to Kelsey Plum too now.
Yeah, she had to do up Kelsey Plum as well. So that was actually pretty fun to watch. And I would love to see if they had bring that over to the All-Star weekend side on the NBA side of the game, seeing them go one-on-one. But definitely, I'm going with the Unrivaled, as far as them betting on themselves, and hopefully that thing grows. But as far as for the All-Star game with the men's, keep it. If that's what you got to do to get them to compete, keep doing it. You only got to play a quarter anyway, so why not go all out? I wish they could, maybe. Because they had the two USA teams with the world, if they could figure out a way
USA versus in Europe, basically, yeah.
I don't know, figure out a way to get it with two teams, because you see how the old heads, man, they had nothing left in the tank in that last game, and got.
I know, like when we playing pickup in the gym, I got y'all first couple games down the stretch. I'm trying to get a sub.
Yeah, that's
you only got about one in you.
Hey, watch yourself.
That's him. That's him. Yeah,
and I'm gonna foul you. And I'm going to still drop off.
Hey, Briscoe. Hey, he be calling them fouls. Ain't nobody even touching him.
So
blew on him like this. Hey, man,
just one of my players tripped me. She done tackled me on the floor, and then they laughed at me. Man, I'm like, what's a foul?
Hey, Briscoe, I know he be cheating. I know he do.
Man, but I'm telling you, I think you guys are all on point. And Gary said the women come to play with less pay and don't take days off. That's dope, Gary, because that actually leads into what I'm about to comment on. You got the WNBA, kind of as Briscoe said it. You got these people recognizing. Y'all already know my favorite college girls ball players, Juju Watkins. That's hands down. I don't talk about nobody else. And to see this young lady, not even 22 years or 21 years of age, She's already have a stake in a purchase of the Unrivaled League. That's crazy. And she's still in college, amongst a few other things, that's going on. But then you got to look at Dawn. What the hell Dawn's doing in South Carolina? Asia Wilson, Aaliyah Boston. She got, Alicia Gray. She got all these pros that are just coming out of South Carolina and handling their business and doing everything else. And to see Chelsea Gray, as you said, Justin, to not only win, but she was down. She was down like in both games, all the games. As a matter of fact, that first set of that last game against Alicia, she got skunked 0-7, because they got the skunk rule in. You don't score before I get to 7, you're done. If not, we play to 10. So she had to come back, and I love what she said in her interview. She was like, I had to figure out, do I want to step out here, try to play the jump shot game and this and that, or straight up go at her and be physical? And when she felt and saw that she was able to be a little physical. Now, what I liked about that too, now I don't know about you guys, I don't know how they was calling fouls, because a few of those on my end was good fouls. But I love how you playing for 250,000. You got to play through that slap. You got to play through that push, that grab. And I love, if it wasn't something I was shoving a person out of bounds or down, then they was letting them play. So the question is this: if the NBA, and I want you guys to make a comment in the section too, if the NBA had an 8-man format, all right, eight people, and we make it fair, the NBA don't get a chance to choose. You put up a telethon for the people, right, the fans to vote. And the fans to vote the top 8 players in the NBA that they would like to see play. And then you build a round robin. 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. So you got to win the Elite 8, Final 4, championship game. Looking at that format, who would be your 2 players that you would think in an NBA format like the Unrivaled? And let's up the ante for the men, because they got the paper. Play for $1 million. Because think about it. The women played that game. Do you guys know how much Chelsea got paid?
Yeah, 250.
250,000.
Yeah.
Briscoe, I'm tripping your ass every time you go to the goal for 250.
Oh, definitely.
Most definitely. So if we playing for $1 million on the men's side of the house in the NBA, who are you taking in the NBA final one-on-one for $1 million, Lex? Who you got?
Like, who am I having 2 matched up, or who am I going?
Yeah, who you got? So
who?
we got if this for $1 million,
2
right?
matched up.
Who you think will win to the chair? Out of all these players in the NBA right now, who you gonna bring the 2 people to a championship for $1 million?
That's a tough question.
Yeah,
I need somebody shifty. I'm trying to think. I feel like not only, but somebody that's real shifty that comes to mind. What's his name? Cooper for
Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Okay, so you taking a rookie from Dallas.
Oh,
okay,
him and Wemby would be nice, a good little matchup.
Okay, so you got Cooper Flag, the rookie, and Wemby, who's the quintessential.
I feel like Cooper, he real like shifty. He can get after he real versatile. Wemby versatile too, but I feel like he like more logical with his like how he playing. He just gonna like use his strong method every time, like going to the rim, trying to attack the basket with it.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, okay. Briscoe, who you got in a championship run in the NBA for $1 million?
Somebody go hate me for this one.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going with Anthony Edwards and
Anthony
SGA.
Edwards. Okay, I like Ant-Man.
I'm going with Anthony Edwards and SGA for sure.
Ooh, why you picked them?
I mean, they play a different ball game. I mean, they know the game. At SGA, he's just an all-around player. He's smarter. His IQ is crazy, but and I don't know. That's been my guy for a few years, so I'm gonna for sure take him over most. A lot of people. Well, and I would say in the past couple of years, things been a little shaky for players. Everybody getting hurt. I mean, it's unpredictable. And them two right there, they've been pretty consistent. So
okay,
that's my 2.
Coach Justin, what you got?
Lex took mine. Wemby would ever be an easy one because, like I said, 7'6", He can do everything, defense and score. So I'm gonna go with him first, and then after that, got to go with KD. I don't care if he's only 37. He's pure score. That's 1-on-1 right there.
Right.
But he stay hurt.
And then if he need to get some easy buckets, then he'll take it down to the block and then hit you with a light fade, little 10.
He always hurt.
Who's that? KD.
KD, man.
No, he'll be healthy for a meal piece.
He got cramps. He got this.
For a
like,
meal.
We going to 10? We going to 10?
We're going to 10. 2s and 1s. Hey, listen.
I'm still not taking him. I'm still not taking him.
Justin, you took the words out of my mouth, said one other player. I'm with Coach Justin. I got to go with the Drew League GOAT, KD, because I think at 7'3", you know what I'm saying, even with Victor, he going to pull it. He got the handles to get around. The victim creates a situation where he can go get you at the basket even though you beat him, because you got to probably beat him by at least 10 feet, because 5 feet he going to get that. But I'm going to go with somebody that y'all ain't even thought about, or you didn't say, because right now ain't nobody stopping him. I'm going with the Joker, because ain't nobody stopping the bag down. Ain't nobody stopping.
But he ain't stopping nobody. He ain't got no defense.
Yeah, but in a one-on-one game,
that was going to be my point right there.
Because I was thinking about Joker, but he got to play.
In a one-on-one game, if it's him and Victor ain't getting around it. You know, I'm pushing this little ass down. Because they ain't calling the fouls. You ain't getting NBA fouls in a $1-on-1 $1 million game. Touch fouls ain't allowed, right? So it's going to be some pushing and shoving. If they let those girls bang like they did, imagine the men. You damn near got to kill each other.
Now, to what Briscoe's saying, if injury really was a factor, I would replace him and go with Luka, because ain't nobody stopping Luka on that offense.
Yeah, and that was my next one. If injury was out of the KD, I go get Luka, because Luka gonna pull you. He gonna back you up. He got the jumper. He can still come off. He fading them. But at the end of the day, the funny part about it is consensus is we back to the NBA and what they created, right? The Euro versus the American. So that's what we got. And speaking of that, we're going to take our halftime break. As a coach, I got to go in here and talk to my squad before we come out. Val, let's play some bills right here. Halftime, we'll be right back on the Fan Appreciation Show. Pull Up Podcast with your boy, Coach Tony, Coach Briscoe, Coach Lex, and Coach Justin. We'll be right back. It's your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, right here in Nashville, Tennessee. So make sure on March 28th you pull up on me. Why? Because I'm partnering with who? The Big Baller Brand and The Rise will be presenting the National All-Star Game here in Nashville, Tennessee, 2:00 p.m. We're going to have the middle school game, 4 p.m. the high school girls, followed by 6 p.m. the boys All-Star Game. Don't meet me there, but beat me there.
Are you a small business owner looking to grow? Introducing the KeySpot mobile app. I'm Cynthia McAllister, owner of the IT company Quality SAP. Since 2016, we have been supporting small businesses and help them promote and share their businesses, services, and events across the country. KeySpot is more than just an app. We are a network providing community. KeySpot, connecting communities and supporting small businesses.
Man, oh man, we back in the house. Coach Tony and my guest tonight on Fan Appreciation Night with the Pull Up Podcast Show. Shout out to my teammate, my homeboy, Chi-Town, Southside, baby, Daryl Hollywood Thomas, checking in. And Justin, he said, verbatim, he told me to tell the crowd he had also Ant-Man and KD in the final. He liked what Briscoe said in the Ant-Man situation. And you know what I like about Daryl's answer? That is the protege to the vet, right? Because we know how Ant always say KD was his favorite ball player, and I didn't even look at it like that. That would be a hell of a matchup, basically Batman versus Joker. I mean, Batman versus Robin, because we know Robin always rolls sidekick. You know what I'm saying? And that would be a hell of a matchup. And then you got the predecessor to that, and we've seen in practice from Team USA that man has stuck him several times. So that would be one heck of a matchup. Thanks for you guys checking in as we get into quarter number 3 on fan appreciation. Let's switch this game over to the college game, college basketball. And we're going to get pretty deep here. Really want to check and see because I know that's where a lot of our minds loom around. I want to see what you guys are thinking. One, hopefully you've been enjoying college men and college women up to thus far. I love it. That's I watch more college basketball than anything. It's been really great. But the question on the table to kick us off is how has the world of NIL with the money for these players, how has that changed the game of basketball right now with the men and women's game? Let's go, Briscoe, start you off first.
I mean, that's the name of the game nowadays. If we gonna put it in short, that's the name of the game. Is I'm getting to college so I can get paid. There are some people who are still true to the game and they don't care about the money, but more than often you got college kids going to school to go and make the dollars. I got a brother that's in college right now, and his focus is to see how much money he can make prior to. So I mean, me and Lex played together, and NIL wasn't a thing. It wasn't as big. Let me not say a thing, but it wasn't as big, and all we had to do was focus on the game and play and get better. So I mean, within a few years, it's a different game. It's a different game all the way across the board. So
Yeah, and I 100 agree with you. And looking forward to getting my boy TJ Troy Johnson. Everybody see those funny videos he posts on the gram, and I'll be sending them out to Briscoe doing practice. He talk about whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, or you're a parent, and he gonna talk real talk. So as we coming up on season 5, I got TJ on the line, and look him up on the gram at 3T Workouts and check him out on the gram. Lex, what do you think about that in terms of the NIL change the game? Because like I said, both you and Briscoe is just recently outside of that. I tell my mama I'm mad at her because shit, Tony should have been my daddy. I should have been the kid because the way I'm looking at this and the workout I had, man, I definitely get people. And Briscoe, you hit it on the point. For those that don't follow Deion Sanders or listen to him, Deion put this great 2 years ago before all this stuff blew up. And he said, if you want to become rich and wealthy, go to college. You want to make a name for yourself, become famous, go to the pros.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Briscoe said, you got those some people who like really in it, like the money's just the icing on the cake for them, but they really going like working, going after their career as far as like wanting to play ball or whatever they looking forward to. But once they started I feel the NIL process, I feel like it stops some people's like productive state. Like they already know they gonna get paid, they just got to show up. So like I don't know. I think they just be have like doing stuff sometimes, but you still got those some. But I feel like it was a way that like you got to perform like it is in the pros because it's the same thing. I feel like now in college you just got to show up. You ain't really got to really work for it as much.
Yeah, and I think you hit a good point right there. They showing up. The problem is ain't nobody talking about how many people still left in the portal. I know Coach Justin and I talk about that all the time. Everybody's trying to transfer, get out. You seen like TCU had a good run last year, and then they turn around and said all 15 players was in the portal, like off the entire team. Kansas last year, the entire team. It's ridiculous. Trust me, I don't mind these kids getting paid, but it's got to be something on that.
That's why I said I don't blame them, especially if like you have that opportunity because it's new, especially and some people need that in college. They don't have like family support, so this is
Right.
like where they can get their income. So I don't blame them. So I that's definitely I get it and
Yeah.
stuff. But like you said, you got people who really could use that opportunity for themselves, and
Yep.
then they giving it to people who really just know I'm already on the team, so all I got to do is just keep showing up to practice, and I'm gonna get it regardless. But it's people
Yeah, I
like you
just
said
go
in the
crazy with the coaches, because some of the coaches that go past that Lex is like, I'm not even recruiting high school kids. I know Coach Justin developing training. We got kids that we work with and work out. I'm struggling trying to get phone calls for them to even get a look at because I got literally, I'm talking about low, mid major, not even a power four, I'm talking about mid major D1 programs are telling me, Coach Tony, I love you, man. Send me information on your kid, but what I'm really looking at is a transfer or a JUCO guy.
Well, and I see, if I would say, we look at the aspects of it, they looking for those kids, but you go to a Power 5 school like UT, who Kim Caldwell had an interview not too long ago. It blew up on the internet where she said, she had players that were showing up late to practice.
For sure.
She had players who weren't showing up to practice. So I mean, you're getting paid because we
I bet
see
they
the
won't do that at
ads.
UConn. I bet they
Right.
won't do that in
Exactly.
South Carolina.
So I mean, you see the ads, you see all the interviews and things that they do that they're posting online as far as like their NIL deals and things of that nature. But you know, are you really here to be here? How many ads have you seen Sarah Strong in? The AZ
Hmm.
Fuds, the
Right.
Michaela Blakes.
Just tell Justin.
I mean, you got to look at them, and then you look at schools like Tennessee, who is a historic school,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and they can't even get the kids to show up.
Right.
So, I mean,
Coach Justin, what you thinking?
For the players, it's cool. I like it. I get it. It literally is a full-time job being a college athlete. So for them, I get it. But from a coach's standpoint and just a purist of basketball, I don't like it. And it's definitely changed not only the game from the college level, but even down to high school level. So now with TSSAA and they have their new transfer rule, they're seeing these college kids leave after a year and go bounce out to somewhere else. I got a couple of kids right now that are already thinking about transferring in high school. And I'm like, you actually kind of got a decent opportunity here. So I don't like that aspect of it. And then just when you talk about the growth of an adolescent woman and a man getting into true adulthood, it kind of lets them off the hook because you may have a coach that's probably in your ass and telling you exactly what you need to hear. And you may not be getting the playing time that you think that you may not get, but there's certain things that they see and they do know, and you got to be able to handle that constructive criticism and just play. And now when you're getting paid, $250,000, $500,000, like Lex was saying, it gets you in a place of complacency, and you're not really putting them extra hours in the gym how you should. Because you like, shit, I got a couple stacks I can go ahead and just blow off with. So that part of it kind of waters it down. And on top of that, you already have certain athletes that were just blessed with that gift, and they never really had to put in as much time anyway. So what does that do when they start getting a quarter of a mil, a half a mil on top of not really even having to put in that work?
And like Lex said, coming from families who had never seen a quarter, we already know in the hood, right? You got $10, $10 and $100, $100 to $1,000. Then I see the big man walking around with 10. Then I was seeing got 100 stacks in the car. You're like, wow, that's a wow on you. And I think with the NIL, that's the piece that's wowing people, because what a lot of these kids are doing is they're playing off other guys, right? They're seeing Justin getting paid. Or what's happening a lot of the times, I'm talking to some of my coaches and my contacts, is they're going to high school with these guys. And then all of a sudden, they are saying, man, I said, dog him out in practice. But you jumped early and the kid stayed. And all of a sudden, the kid that stayed's gotten better. And now you've got the NCAA who's lost control, who is literally taking advertising or bite from the G League. And these kids who are saying that they just came out, like Alabama had a doggo, jump in. They let him play for 2 or 3 games. Then they just kicked him out, right? Then you had another kid that's down at BYU that did the same thing. They kicked him out. So, I mean, where does the bus stop? In NCAA, they're pissed basically because the college football told them to go kick rocks, and CFP don't give them any money. And they know that they make all of their money off the basketball, because March Madness is the #1 bet sport worldwide for that 6-week time period, and NCAA makes most of its money there. But what happens is that a lot of these kids deserve the money. Now, the hard part about it is you got 20 million, 20.5 is given to, in Briscoe, we don't even have the Power 5, but it's Power 4 because the Pac-12 is gone. But I give every one of you guys are ADs on this call, right? I give you your 20.5 million. You now have to budget for your school to get that money, to see where that money is going to be allocated. And we already know the football program is going to probably take anywhere between 45 to 55%. Then it's basketball men, basketball women, and then it flows baseball, volleyball, softball, wherever. So the crazy part about it is, the mid-majors, I'm seeing those guys are the one that's being hurt, because they are usually the teams that have the older players. But if I'm an older player and I'm playing for Coach Justin and I see that I'm killing, shit, I'm averaging 24, 25 at this mid, and I can go to a major program as Briscoe, you just mentioned, Tennessee, Kentucky, and I can up my NIL from 75, 80 to $100,000 from a mid to like right under a mil. I'm jumping, I'm gone. And I think that's what Coach Cal was moaning and groaning and bitching about, because you can't keep a squad. And he said he's one of the few coaches in college basketball who still recruit high school players. I mean, that's crazy.
And one thing too, I don't know if the fans really care for it that much too. I remember James, I forgot his last name, but he was actually in the NBA for a little bit, got picked up by Baylor, actually had a Baylor home game, and it was over there booing. So I think just real purists of the game and fans, who kind of, like I said, high schoolers, they're looking for 18, 19-year-olds to be able to get that opportunity chance. They don't like to see a 26, a 27-year-old, getting drafted. Yeah. So that's the only thing about. Now, the positive thing about that, though, you're going to see more college kids staying 4 years. We see it with Flau'jae Johnson right now at LSU. Yeah. She easily could have left, her junior, maybe sophomore year. Carson Beck, he's damn near senior citizen. He was 27 years old.
Hey, he pulling the Pavia right now. Pavia get paid, I'm going to get paid.
I would say that's the thing is, the more they making money and the longer they're allowing them to stay in college, they're gonna do that for sure.
Yeah, correct. Well, the good thing about it is bring the game back. I don't mind college basketball because you guys don't remember. But back in the late 80s, early 90s, college basketball was college basketball. And I got some of my friends, coaches watching tonight, and they understand that. John Thompson, Georgetown Machine, people didn't leave. That's why Mike didn't come out this junior year. People weren't jumping one and done. They were staying in. The college game was great. And then when we got to the Kevin Garnett's and started one and done with the Kobe's and LeBron's, everything started to go absolutely crazy. So looking at that and looking at this year's tournament, let's start with the women first before we move to the men. Who do you have on the women's side of the house to make a deep run in this year's NCAA tournament and possibly cut down the nets? Briscoe, who you got?
Well, if we're going to look at it as far as like a surprise or an upset, I'm going with Vandy or Ole Miss.
Okay, to make a deep run?
They playing, Vandy's playing some good ball right now, and they shocking a whole lot of schools. They playing a different type of game. They playing a different game. At Ole Miss, they done ran into a few hard games, but I think that's gonna get them where they need to be once March Madness starts. So I'm going with either one of them two. Now, granted, cutting down the nets, I'm going with UConn. Yeah, the team is unstoppable. There's nothing you could do with AZ and Sarah Strong right now. They're pretty much dominating across the board. They've been dominating all season. So, somebody got to want to step in. So
yeah, I'm going to take them down. I'm about to take them down. Justin, what you got, baby?
Yeah, as far as for Cinderellas, there's no such thing as Cinderellas in the women's NCAA. That's just my personal opinion. Yep. But if I was to do one, I'm just going to be biased and just throw out Ohio State because I'm always rock with Jelani. You know what I mean? Nashville's on. I'm just going to throw that out.
Ainsworth High School.
There's no such thing as Cinderellas on that side of it. But what I agree with Briscoe, definitely UConn. You got two players that they're the top five in the NCAA women's side of the game with those two, AZ and Sarah Strong. They're probably going to go ahead and win it all. I'd like to see if Dawn Staley and South Carolina can make another run. But like I said, what are they, 29? I think 29-0 right now, the longest streak, the fifth longest streak in NCAA women's history. That's that old Gino Ariemo of old right there. So they're probably going to win it all.
What you got, Lex?
Briscoe took my Vandy been doing their thing this year. Vandy been doing good. I'm gonna either say for going on a good little run, Vandy, and I'm gonna say Texas. Texas been hooping too. Texas been hooping. I like them. I like Booker. She's real nice. I like her. But I agree. UConn is It's just that you can't really stop them, especially Sarah Strong. She remind me of Maya Moore a little bit, so
Okay.
she be hooping, yeah. So it's kind of hard to stop that. You got the inside and the outside, so.
I like that. Before I give you mine, Greg Johnson said, "Hey man, great points, Coach Justin." He said to the coaches, man, who are simply just being fair, the transfer portal is very tough. But for that 25%, I love the portal, giving the guys the opportunity to find the right coach if they can learn the coaches who was being there and being dishonest through the whole process. That is absolutely correct. And I think that, Greg, that leads us to what we talking about. Now, to take down what you talking about, Briscoe, we stay in Big Ten. I know, and that ain't got nothing to be with me biased, but we stay in Big Ten. I'm going out with my girl, Lauren Betts. Straight up, 6'7", number 1 draft pick in the WNBA pick this year. UCLA topples them all this year. Lauren Betts is a beast. Kiki Rice handles everything. When they played prior to, she gave AZ Fudd everything she can handle and then some. And now they're veterans. And she's back, defensive player of the year in Lauren Betts. 6'7", hard stop. And UCLA matches up with everything that Gino Auriemma's got. And I think they got tough. And they're playing in a tougher league in the Big Ten than in the ACC. I mean, the Big East, where UConn is at. I think that UCLA takes them down. Yeah, Coach Justin.
I'm gonna throw one more that I would like to see do a Cinderella run. Is Iowa State. I just like watching Artie Crooks.
Artie Crooks.
She just plays the game so slow. Can't nobody do anything. 69% from the field goal percentage for the year, which is crazy, averaging like 27, 28 points. I would just like to see them make a run. I doubt that they will, but that's one sleeper team that I would like to see go.
Yeah, and my sleeper team is I'm with Coach Briscoe, because Coach Shea Ralph, I know her. Coach Ashley, I know her. Coach Coco, I know her. Vandy, love Vandy right here in Nashville. They surprising everybody. The word they say, surprise yourself, shock the world. You know what I'm saying? So they're playing, excuse me, great. But on the men's side of the house, and I'm going to make my comment, you're going to go crazy again, but on the men's side of the house, who's going to make the deepest run and cut the nets down? Coach Justin, let's start off with you.
Bias, I'm going with Houston. It's just I love Coach Sampson. They've made the Elite Eight at least past 4 or 5 times in the past like 7, 8 years. So I just love Coach Sampson. So I would like to see them do it. I think it may be Duke or Arizona though.
Okay. Okay, Lex, what you thinking?
Definitely go say as far as Arizona winning. They had some couple trips ups the last couple games, but Arizona been playing good. Who's I was gonna see to do a good little run. Oh, I also say you stole my Houston. I like Houston. They always do their thing.
Yes.
They do. They always go crazy in the March Madness when it comes to that. But I think Duke gonna win it all.
Gotcha. Briscoe, before we make your point and I make mine, let's take our third quarter break. We're going to come back with the fourth quarter on a pull-up podcast because I'm going to tell y'all who's going to win it all. We'll be right back, Val. Let's pay this last bill of the night. We'll be right back. Fan Appreciation Show, the pull-up podcast show with Coach Tony. It's your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, right here in Nashville, Tennessee. So make sure on March 28th you pull up on me. Why? Because I'm partnering with who? The Big Baller Brand and The Rise will be presenting the National All-Star Game here in Nashville, Tennessee, 2 o'clock p.m. We're going to have the middle school game, 4 p.m. the high school girls, followed by 6 p.m. the boys All-Star Game. Don't meet me there, but beat me there. Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show. We were talking about who's going to make a deep run in the men's side of the house. Briscoe, it's that you. Who's going to make that deep run on the men?
I got, to shock the world, I got Michigan. I
Hey,
don't
you
know if
just
you've
opened
seen
the
it.
door for me.
I mean, if you look at it, I watched them play a pretty decent game with Duke the other night, and I mean, if you got Duke sitting in that 1 seed and they really giving it to them, I mean, I'm not too too much of a Michigan fan. My family is from up north
Gotcha.
in Michigan, but I'm gonna take Duke. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take Michigan over Duke for sure.
Oh, okay, I got you. And my
Yeah.
boy Hollywood says, when we were talking about NIL, he's long played overseas. He agreed. They just, people are just showing up. It ain't like they were showing up to practice like we did back in the day. So instead of putting the groundwork in, they playing light and they're just trying to transfer and go somewhere. Now he thinks that the Big Ten always choke in the Final Four. But Hollywood, baby, how when you grinding for 40 years right now. Nah, I'm rolling with my boy, the one and only Coach Dusty May. Love Dusty. Been knowing me and Dusty go way back to the La Tech days. He was just a youngster coming up in the game. I love him. I keep in touch with him. And by the way, Coach Justin going to tell you, Coach Dusty, Carter Webb, keep him on your prime. Carter Webb, Walter State, Community College, Knoxville, Tennessee. The kid is ready. Prime to come in. I think he can help you guys out big time. But Coach Dusty, and Val can put them pictures up for me as well. Coach Dusty has got Michigan ready. I think that what he's done with the Michigan Wolverines, with point guard Elliot Cadet, he's playing. He's a floor general. He's doing Namari Burnett. Burnett is the big 6'5" wing that plays off the wing. He's a senior, very experienced doing what he's got to do. And then one of my favorite players is Yaksha Lundberg. He's a 6'9", but he plays like 7'3", rebounding every single thing he can get. He tested the roads in the draft, decided to come back. He's a rebounding defender. And then they get the big boy in Ade Mark, who's 7'3" in the middle, length and size, covering the rebound. And for those that don't know, Coach Dusty's got a history record right now with Michigan in 2 years with the program. Unfortunately, Southside CVS in the house, Juwan Howard should have had it, but Coach Dusty came in and cleaned the things up. Got the highest winning percentage of a coach this young in a program, especially in a Power Four. He's got them buying into the system. He's got the boys playing hard, and I'm at least glad that they slipped up. If they're going to slip up, let's slip up right now during the season before we make this run, before we get to the Big Ten tournament. And by the way, the team that's going to make another deep run with them is my freaking Illini. So do not get counted out because the Big Ten is tough, and we're going to put at least 11 teams in the tournament this year. I'm going to tell you right now, listen to Coach Tony, the Big Ten's dropping at least 11 teams into the tournament. Illinois is my sleeper. Michigan to win it all. Coach Dusty May cuts down the net, Coach of the Year.
So who's your Cinderella as far as for
Illini? That's my Cinderella, the Illini.
It can't be no Cinderella if they top 10. I'm talking about somebody who.
Oh, you talking about like somebody deep? Oh, my Cinderella that's outside of that top favorite. Oh, I'm gonna give you one right now. You're not gonna believe it. St. Louis. St. Louis is playing some ball right now. They're gonna be tough. St. Louis is gonna be a problem in the tournament, and I think they'll probably fall on that 10-5 line. And Coach Justin, they may even fall that 7-12, and you already know that 7-12, 10-5. That's always an upset. And I think St. Louis. And if it don't be St. Louis, you know who's got the most experience that can do it? Coach over at Yale. Yale leads the United States, leads college basketball right now in three-point field goal percentage, 64% from the three-point field goal percentage. And Yale has an opportunity. And what else? They've been battle-tested in the tournament before, made a deep run, almost made it to the Final Four. And if they come back this year, Coach has been there before. He understands how to get them over the hump. So St. Louis and Yale will be my underdogs.
So for me, it would be just showing love to the home team, Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, man. Okay, I like the man from Vanderbilt.
Sitting at 25 right now, but at one point I think they were like top 12, top 13.
Say, yeah, both of them and the women was undefeated at one point.
And look at St. Louis. St. Louis and Vandy right next to each other. Should be 25 and 24, I think. So that's going to be interesting.
Well, I'll say I'm taking UNC.
Caleb Wilson just got hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be back?
He should be back. They played Louisville tonight. They were up. They were down by 16 in the first half, and they went on like a 17-2 run. They had the lead going in the second half. So I like Caleb Williams too. Briscoe, I got him top 15 going in the draft. right now. And and Justin, I do like what Vandy's doing. I just think that what Vandy's right now is going to be tough getting out the SEC. Florida is not letting down, and and they're reigning champs, man. You got to beat the champ, man, and they still tough.
Well, I mean, who else they got? They got Alabama and Arkansas. If Vandy and Tennessee happen to meet up again, chances of them beating them twice, I don't know about that. Tennessee.
I think Vandy can get Tennessee. I think they can get Tennessee. I think they slipped up down the stretch and made some bad mistakes, some turnovers that cost them, and all that. But Florida's not going to make them same mistakes. Florida's not going to slip up, and they killing outside shooting, outside inside. Florida's not going to make the mistakes. I love Coach. Coach is just arrogant, and he coaches them that way, and they kind of play that way, But all right, listen to rapid fire as we get here to the fourth quarter. Let's put this on. Val, put up the picture for me for the game-winning shot. And I know me and Coach Justin discussed it a little bit, but Val's going to put up a picture. And we'll have you guys kind of go around and talk about it, about the game. One shot in game number 7. If you got these pictures, I'll wait till Val get that picture put up. And then I'll put the question on the floor because everyone's listening as well. But we got a game number 7. We got one shot. Pat Riley's the coach. We got the pretty much the goats of the goats that will be there. All right, we're waiting on Val. And Val will be the pitcher with Michael Jordan, Bird, and all the guys that one I sent you that put up in the fourth quarter. But in the meanwhile, while she's trying to get it, if we got one shot, Pat Riley's head coach, we got Big Bob from LA, we got Kobe, we got Steph Curry, we got Durant, we got Larry Bird, we got Michael Jordan, and there's one more that I've got. I can't remember. I don't see the picture. In the last shot of the game, who are you taking to take the last shot of the game? Lex, who you got?
I'm going to go with Curry.
Steph Curry. Okay. It's game 7, Steph Curry. You got Curry to take the last shot. Okay.
He just be so confident. Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to go with Curry. He just be confident wherever he going.
And that's it right there. And I forgot about LeBron. So you got Jordan, you got Kobe, you got LeBron, you got Steph, you got Bird, you got Dame Dollar, and then there's Big Bob. So you going with the youngster out of that entire group. That's the baby. So you going with Steph Curry, game 7, last shot. Briscoe, what you got?
Before my time, I'm going with Larry Bird. Growing up, I know he before me, but I used to
back here on the back of his head.
but I ain't gonna lie to you. As a young kid, that's who we used to pay attention to. That's the YouTube videos I used to watch. And I mean, the shot ain't cute, it ain't pretty at all, but it's consistent. So I'm going with the consistency of it, and he's pretty smart. So.
Oh yeah, Bird was a nasty dog beast.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Yeah.
And while we here on the Pull Up Podcast Show, fan appreciation before Coach Justin gives his answer, it's like a tight game. We are what? We are in overtime. Val, tell them what we do when we go to overtime. Man, back here on the fan appreciation show, Coach Justin. Who you got? You and I talked about this a little bit. Who you got taking that last shot? And you guys got to remember, I know y'all throwing people. It's Pat Riley coaching.
So key word, one shot. So that's the most important key word. So out of all them dudes, it's easy. Big Shot Bob. Because he's easily, when he was with the Rockets, when he was with the Lakers, even with the Spurs, you got proof of him. Go look it up. Actually knocking down one shot left, game 7s, and advance them to the next round. So just off of that alone, with the last word being one shot, I'm going to go with Big Shot Bob, followed with Briscoe. After that with Larry Bird. He's played in 8 of them. I believe he's like 6-2, 7-1 or something like that in game 7s. And then after that, got to go with Jordan and be my 3.
Okay.
Even though Jordan never really got to a game 7, but
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna make one hat change to just let y'all youngsters know, because everybody know we coming from the Shy, We don't do it. And I'm gonna tell you off the top. Justin put the wrong words up one shot. The key word in that was game 7, like he said. We don't play game 7s in the shot. You come through Chicago, you getting your ass out of here in 6. And oh, by the way, did you forget the flu game? Did you forget what he did to Bryant? We don't play 7 games up in here. And Pat Riley knew it because we had to get it Pat with the Lakers with Magic. We had to get at him. We ran him up out of LA and sent him to Miami. Jordan don't play 7 games. And out of everybody in there, that's good. Bird, no, Mike put 68, only rookie ever to do that in Boston in the Garden. Kobe's big brother, Kobe learning, watching tape. LeBron predecessor trying to see. Steph already know what's up. He just get at Jordan on the golf course, but he knew he can play against him out there. And Dan Dollar and Big Bob, I do love what you said about Big Bob because he's played in more and he's got more ring, but with multiple teams. But if I'm looking at somebody that's a killer in game 7, Mike's saying, hey, Pat, give me the ball in game 6. This shit ain't got to go 7. That's how that's going to go down.
He only played in like 2 or 3 of them.
Bird, yeah, but Bird.
No, Jordan, what your Chicago had.
What you mean?
How are we going to put it? He's only played in like 2 or 3 game 7s. And I think the only time that he actually hit a game winner was against Cleveland?
No, he hit the game winner against Utah to end his career. He hit the game winner against LA. He hit the game winner against come on, man. In 6. Right, because we don't go 7.
We don't know how he deal with the pressure in the game 7. We don't know that. He might start acting like LeBron at the free throw line.
Because the pressure was in game 6, though, Coach Justin. The pressure was in game 6, so we didn't have to get 7. And that was only because Phil knew, hey, we're going to win this thing. Share the ball, do what you got to do. But down the stretch, we throw the playbook out the window. The play is on the timeout. The ball going to go to Jordan. Mike will make that decision, whether he takes a shot or he kicks it off, just like we played Phoenix. What did he do? He knew he was going to draw the crowd. He told Steve Kerr, you ready to become a superstar? You bet I am. Mike kicked it to him. Ball game. Steve Kerr becomes a superstar. But if I'm taking a last-second shot and I'm Pat Riley, the only player not in this picture that Pat Riley will put the ball in is who? Magic. Because he had that much trust in Magic. But to take this shot, old school, Magic's going to Pat Riley's going to probably either put Jordan or Kobe up there with a bird underneath, like you were talking about, because he loved Kobe that much. Love Kobe that much. Now, Val, do me a favor. Put that Dawn Staley picture back up, the one that she had a 500 win for me. So as she get that, here's the question on the floor. Justin, we'll start with you real quick. As Dawn Staley comes in, she just won her 500th ball game in a young coaching career. 500 games already. So the question that I want to ask you, is she the best coach in the game right now, or is there somebody else?
I mean, I would. It's a talk because you still got Gino there. You still got Gino. Not gonna go above him. You know, okay. especially what he's doing right now, bringing him back to that 2000 to 2010 era where they just dominated, and it was just her, him and Pat Summitt. Still got to go with Gino. Got to.
Briscoe, what are you thinking?
I'm going with Dawn. I know we're looking at the basketball side of it, but she's doing it on the outside as well. She's producing kids. I mean, I don't know how many people seen the videos, but they played at Alabama, and there was a couple kids wanting autographs, and she actually signed to Alabama basketball. So I mean, she's showing up in different ways. Also while showing up on the court. So I mean, I get it. Gino's doing what he got to do there, but Gino ain't giving it outside of the game. So, right. I mean, I'm looking at the well-rounded, and I mean, she's Black, she's a female. How many of them is really giving that kind of energy at this moment and it being consistent? So, I mean, I'm going with Dawn on this one for sure.
Well taken. Lex, what are you thinking?
I agree. I feel like she's just in a league of her own. She does her own thing. She has her own style of how she does things, and like Briscoe said, she does things very impactful on and off the court. Like people, like even like older people that I talk to, just speaking that just love the game. They just talk about her and how she is as a person. So just to be that impactful with not only just things with anything other than basketball, that's something that like people can talk for like years after this.
Yeah, yeah, and Coach Richardson, I hope you listening tonight. You know, Don's very good friends. I'm gonna go with the three of you guys as well. I think Coach Don plus Justin. The only thing that Gino ain't got, Don got that Gucci contract, man.
Man, hey, she dressed out every
That
game.
Gucci contract,
Yeah,
Justin. You know, a
But they
a
couple,
had
career of
to.
her own.
you know, a couple pair of house shoes, and me and you just to change your mind. But yeah, I think Don 500 young in the game, quickest to get there, and Briscoe touched on something. If you look at the last four WNBA championships, Asia Wilson top of the key, right? She's already got those. You look at Leah Boston coming through. You look at Chelsea Gray. I mean, you just go down the line and just look at the pros. Now, don't get me wrong, Gino has done that, but if you had to rewind the clock probably 8, 9, 10 years ago for Bird and everybody else who came through UConn and Donna Taurasi and all that. But I think right now in the game, I think Briscoe, you're right. She relates to the young kids. I've been out there with me and Coach Johnson's been out in the summertime with the AAU, and to see Don Staley in the house watching a boys game stunned me. I'm like, wow, but maybe she knew somebody. But she's just out there. She's relatable. She's down to earth, and I think that when it's all said and done, depending, and it's going to be based on this next question I'm going to ask you guys. It depends on what happened with that, and that question will she hold the most wins when she retired? When she's done at South Carolina, will she have more wins than Gito Ariamo, who's already passed Summit and Tara Vanderveer from Stanford? Will she have the most wins? Briscoe, what do you think?
It's close. I can't. I will say, she's getting all the kids that she wants. She's building the program into what she wants it to be. So I mean, if not, she gonna be pretty close. Now I'm gonna give it to her. I'm definitely gonna say yes. I do say that uh she finna surpass everybody if you ask me. She's
Wow,
young
okay. I
and
like that.
she's still got a whole lot left in her.
Well, if she
I can
makes
see it,
30 wins the season, she definitely will.
and that's what I'm saying. She's getting those number one and number two kids. She's producing kids. She's getting top transfers. So I mean, she's getting up there pretty
Yep.
quickly in a really short time. So I mean, Gino did what he had to do, but is he gonna be able to sustain that before he retires? You
Right.
lose an AZ Flood in a couple of years. You lose a Sarah Strong. Are
Yep.
your newcomers gonna be able to sustain that high level of play like Don is? So I
Yeah,
mean,
he's gonna lose two or three at the same
everybody
time.
wants to go to South Carolina.
Yep.
Everybody wants to go to South Carolina.
Yep. Kind of
So
like what everybody want to go to UConn. And Justin, just to back up, my boy Hollywood said a moment ago, he also got South Carolina women as well. And he also took Jordan for the same reason. We finished in sixth. So that's just the old heads just chiming in right now. But on this Dawn, will she have the most wins of all time when she retired? Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because what she hadn't even been, she less than 6 years, ain't she?
No, I think Dawn is what, maybe 9?
9?
She's something like
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah. She definitely will because I think Gino is a little under 1,300 wins.
Yep.
Uh,
A little
just
under 1,300 over Tower. And yeah, but he's
just
been
supposed to
there.
have so
What is
much
he?
back.
What is he? 40 years? 40 years at UConn, something like that, 38, something like that.
and he ain't got too many left.
Nah, he ain't got too many left. So
And
nah,
what I do like about Gino develops coaches because Vanderbilt wouldn't be having a run right now without who? Coach Shay Ralph. Love Coach Shay and what she's done. She's what? She's a Gino, protege. And he's developed that and she's bringing that same UConn fever to Vanderbilt in a different color. So, so you think that Donna topple him out. Okay. What about you, Lex?
I agree. I feel like she still got a lot left in the tank for her, and like I said, she's impacting kids and young black kids on and off the court. So like they just want to be around her. She's a leader. Like she got
Yeah,
people gravitating towards her. So just the impact she's having on kids and yeah. And I didn't know she's only been there for I thought she'd been there for like 12. But
yeah,
yeah, she
yeah.
fresh. She still got a
She's
lot to
under a
go.
decade, being there. Now, here's the big question for all you guys. And Coach Lex, I'll start with you again. Will she become the first ever NBA head coach? That's the key.
Ooh. I feel like if she would want to do that, accomplish that, I feel like she could if she really wants to. I feel like she on the aspect and like focuses on the women's side, but I feel like if she really wants to do that, switch it over after she accomplished everything for the women, she can do that. I feel like she had that drive and stuff for it to be able to do that for sure.
Okay, Briscoe, what you think?
Um, I'll say no. I'm gonna go with a solid no because I don't think that is what she is looking for. I know it was talk a few years back, but she has the opportunity. I'm sure some of them teams they'll get rid of their coach now to let Dawn come and be a coach, but I don't think that's her passion. I think she likes the game as far as the men's side to watch, but her passion is on the women's side. So I'm gonna say she gonna stay with women.
Oh, okay, Coach Justin, what you thinking?
I mean, anything is possible, but I don't see it. I mean, like I said, just going towards what she has a real interest in is developing women in that
Mhm.
lane,
Yeah,
for sure. And like I said, what was it? Was it Coach Hammond who was assistant coach on the men's side for a little bit?
Coach Amy, Coach Becky. Yep, it's
Coach Becky Hammond.
with Pop down in San Antonio.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I don't know if we've actually had any other women in the NBA sides her. So that's a tough uphill battle. If she wanted to, I believe she could, but that would be an uphill battle. I mean, but I don't think that she has a passion to do it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna throw a horseshoe in the whole game. I think that if she doesn't get to the numbers on the women's side of the house, I think with the interview and the interest that she just had this past season, at Briscoe, I thought Briscoe was going to allude to it. She just interviewed with the Knicks, and the Knicks was going to bring her on board. They really love what she's gotten, and she came in. I don't really think the NBA looked at it as so that she was a female more than just a solid ass coach that could get the job done because she's no nonsense. She's done everything she can do with Team USA. She's got all the pickets. She's got everybody behind her. She's got a great staff. I think that she can clean house on the NBA side and come in with her own staff. Probably have some NBA vets on the bench to kind of help with the morale. But I think Don always likes a challenge, and I think that if she has a down year at South Carolina, if she has a down year, I think that will be the year that she considered maybe going to the pro when she thinks that maybe she's lost the program. And that may be, and when I say a down year in South Carolina, that may be like 5 losses, 6 losses, 7 losses, where she may be 20-7 or 22-8, something like that. And I think maybe she'll look at it. So turn out dime here. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
got a question for you.
All right.
So here's my thing. I completely understand that if she does go to the men's side, but will those organizations allow her to keep the foundation that she's already built?
I think so. I think that when they give her the job, I think it'll be build your staff. And they may say, hey, you may want to, suggest if you may want to put Coach Justin, Coach Tony on the bench, the old heads from vets on the bench. You going to New York, you may want to, talk to Earl Pearl. You may want to talk to, a couple of vets that's been there, Patrick Ewing, some of the guys like that, Kiki Vandeweghe and all those guys, whatever. But you may want to put a couple of vets on the bench, but I think they'll let her do her own thing.
To answer your question, Briscoe, hell no, because they don't even be letting male basketball coaches do what they're supposed to do. You just saw Tom Thibodeau lead the New York Knicks to the Eastern Conference. They let him go.
Yeah.
So that's how tough it is as far as in the NBA, man. The coaches always get the blame first. So for her to be a woman fighting an uphill battle when they don't even really show any love and appreciation to some of these coaches. See how they did Willie Green in New Orleans, and you see how New Orleans is doing right now. We know it wasn't the coach's fault. Clearly.
Right.
So,
right.
And that was my biggest thing. The organizations have their own way of running things, and she's pretty much on the side where her foundation is already established.
Hey,
they go to
she
her about
she
her part.
she
So
would end up being like Marks Jackson, trying to really implement and do her own thing, and then getting blackballed.
yep,
Yeah, Mark
yep.
Jackson got blah blah. And Greg J said, he thinks she may do it. So he kind of agreed with me that, that it's a challenge. And he thinks that Dawn would possibly, if the offer is right on the table, she might do it. And speaking of right on the table, right now in college basketball, men or women, who do you guys think will have the biggest impact at the next level? Men or women? College player that gets drafted this year, who have the biggest impact at the next level? Coach Justin, start us off.
Ooh, that's a good question, because like I said, this is probably one of the best draft class we had since '84 with Barkley and Hakeem and Jordan.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna still have to go with AJ, just from just a dominating standpoint. I mean, he's a little under 25 points a game, a little under 10, almost averaging the double-double.
Yeah.
But just really just been dominating. After that, probably go with Caleb Wilson, and then Boozer. But I mean, this is a great class, man. You still got Dennis Akoff and the kid from Kansas. So, but AJ, I'm gonna go with him.
Okay, gonna go with AJ. Lex, what do you think?
I was definitely gonna go with the Boozer brothers.
Now it's men or women. You can pick either one, whether it's men or women.
Okay. Oh, I definitely think the Boozer brothers gonna be top up there, and for the women, Bet she gonna be up there. She gonna be dominated. They gonna definitely be looking for her height and size. But I think Fudge, she gonna be up there too. She's shifty, she versatile, so they looking for that. Especially in the NBA, they need somebody that can really get after it and with her grit and how she be playing hard and stuff. So
Okay, Briscoe, what you think?
I ain't gonna answer for the men's side, but as far as the women's side, then Lauren Betts, she gonna do what she got to do. AZ Fudd gonna do what she gonna do. But I mean, if you ask me, my pick would be Raven Johnson.
I like Ray.
Different kind of kid. I mean, she's playing and she's giving you everything you got every night. And I think that's gonna be that impact that she's gonna take a team to another level. So
I think
I can't think of
Olympic-
her. I can't think of her name. That girl that just transferred from South Carolina. She in the class. She gonna be in it too. She
Oh, you
transferred
talking about
from
LSU?
nah. She go to South Carolina. She
Talking about
transferred from Florida
Joyce
State.
Edwards.
Yeah, George Edwards. Yeah.
Nah, she transferred
Oh,
from
from-
Florida State.
Oh,
I can't
I
think
can
of her
I
name.
can take a look at that one.
Tanaya Letts.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
She nice.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm gonna go back, and whatnot. I think my girl Olivia is TCU guard. Ridiculous. Men or women, I think Briscoe, you said it on the head. You must have my cheat sheet. I think Lauren Betts, for the men or the women, makes the biggest impact at the next level. I know we're going through some CBA talks right now, and hopefully the good women are getting to play. But Lauren Betts right now, Defensive Player of the Year, holds a school record, 125 blocks and counting right now this year, averaging 20 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, shooting 59% from the field. And I think at the WNBA level, the bigs make a huge impact. We see that in Asia, right? We see that in Nafisha Collier, a couple other people. The guards play well, but the bigs seem to have been the last few years have been walking away with the MVP. And I think Lauren Betts makes that. And the final question the other night on the table before we wrap up this fan appreciation show. Tough question. In the NBA, who is your player of the year and why? Let's start out with Lex, the rookie in the house.
I'm gonna go with Wemby. I feel like he really been showing his all around like how he play and stuff. He really been getting after it. He showed like when they down, like his toughness in the game, and they can depend on him when it comes to tough shots or making a tough decision plays. I feel like he been showing like he can actually compete and stuff.
Okay. And Greg just said, man, he got an opportunity to see Duke at the United Center come to the Shy and play, and Cameron Boozer is the deal. And I think so too. I love Cameron Boozer. Just a couple of little quirks I've seen in this game get shut down. DeSanta Justin was talking about that from BYU. I saw him have a couple of bad games, stuff like that. And Lauren Betts, to me, she's just been sturdy, along the way. Briscoe, who you got for player of the year in the NBA?
Biased decision. I'm going SGA.
Okay.
I'm going SGA. I mean, SGA plays how SGA plays. He don't switch his game up regardless of who you play.
Okay.
So I'm that's who I'm going with this year for
Oh,
sure.
okay. Justin, what you got, baby?
Lex took mine with Wemby. So outside of Wemby, I'm gonna have to go with Jaylen Brown. Everybody thought that they would have been probably sitting in middle of the pack, maybe bottom 8 without Tatum being there. But the fact that they still sitting at number 2 goes to show you how really valuable he is. So Jaylen Brown is going to be my player of the year.
Okay, this is why I got Briscoe as my assistant coach sitting on the bench because he thinks too much for me and whatnot. I'm an SGA again. I was going to go with Joker because right now Joker's got ridiculous triple-dub numbers. Justin, me and you always talk about that. He's averaging 30, 12, and 11 right now. Problem is the Nuggets are down, and he's coming off that injury. He's got the highest BPM right now in the league in terms of metrics. But, when you're looking at OKC, they got the number 1 defense right now. They lead the league in terms of wins to the tournament. SGA is averaging 31, 5, and 6 right now, and that's through 31, 6, and 4 for the league in terms of percentage. And he's already shooting over 54% from the field. And if you let him get to his sweet spots, he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but he gets to that mid-range pull-up. You can forget it. I think that if Oklahoma gets to the Western Final and wins it, I think SGA again is crowned player of the year in the NBA again. So, by the way, this has been absolutely great. Lex, you guys on the floor, if y'all want to make one last comment about the show tonight, anything you want to ask or say, the floor is yours right now.
No, I just appreciate y'all having me. It was good.
Now, I appreciate you being here. That's for sure.
Tune in to the Pull Up Podcast.
Man, you better stay tuned in. That's what you better do. Coach Justin, you got any last word for the peoples?
No, man, always shout outs to the Pull Up Podcast, man. One of my favorite podcasts on Mondays. And definitely always enjoying getting a little bit of feedback about sports, especially on the women's side. I love the fact that you always get some topics on a either bi-weekly basis, showing some love to the women's, getting us a little bit more info on that.
Oh, yeah, man. I think the women, right now doing some big things. I appreciate you shouting out hockey with Edwards, Julia Edwards, Layla Edwards early on hockey. That was excellent, and things like that. And, man, I just appreciate you 3 stopping through. James, J-Dub, hope you got to New Orleans on time. Tony Tone out shooting the video, doing his thing right now. PR Visuals, got to throw him up in the air, just coming out of MTSU doing his thing right now. And looks like Johnny Pratt got caught up, went to a game or something right there. But, hey, man, I appreciate you guys pulling up on me. Now, next, we got the Rise, NIL. We are revamping my website. We've locked in. I merged with Out the Win. We've got some brands that's working with us. And I've upped my athlete representation over the last couple of weeks. So I appreciate the kids and the athletes that have signed into the Rise for allowing me to help them unleash their potential and make the earning that they can with brands. And as we do that, we try our best to help those athletes and the brands maximize their earning potential on both sides of the game. We make sure we match the athlete and the brand together, which is a good situation. If you want to learn more, make sure you tag into www.rizenil.com. So leave me some information at info@therise.com, and I'll be sure to follow up with you. And for those that don't know, as we do our thing here in radio land, or not radio land, but podcast land, my co-host is riding tough with me on Tuesday nights on Interludes Talk on Tuesday, Val the Voice Johnson, who dropped a brand new book called A DJ Saved My Life. Scan the QR code, get your paperback, and make sure you ask Val to autograph a book for you. And upcoming on tomorrow, for those that want to jump into our entertainment side of the house, we got none other than Ted Williams III that Val will be interviewing. And, of course, he's from the Chi to the 16-9. That's how he does everything. We always putting our Chi-Town people out and make sure we pump them up. So for Black History Month, make sure you tag in to Val the Voice on Interludes Talk on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. And then also, the Pull Up Podcast is going to take a quick little hiatus. We're going to bring it down so we can revamp the show, get my new guests. I got a lot more new guests coming up for season 5. So we're going to be down for the next couple of weeks, and we'll be back mid-March. So make sure you stay tuned in for the reruns and the rebroadcast for 5th season. Man, can y'all imagine I'm on season 5 already? Justin, you told me it's going to take me about 5 seasons. You said it. And we're on our 5th season. We're starting to grow big time. Hey, as we get out of here, everybody put them deuces up how we do around here like that. I appreciate you tuning in to the Pull Up Podcast, but we now got to say peace.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show, I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show, it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show, it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Let's go.